Top 10 lesser known true crime stories. The ones that refuse to explain themselves. Some crimes scream, others whisper. They leave behind no clear villain, no clean timeline, no final truth. Just loose ends that feel deliberate, like someone wanted the mystery to survive. Tonight on Page of Strange, we are opening 10 files most people have never heard of. Cases that slip through the headlines but never stopped haunting investigators, families, and places themselves. The Hinterkaifeck murders in Germany. In 1922, a remote farmstead in Bavaria became the stage for something deeply wrong. 6 people were killed, but here's the details that never settles right. After the crime, someone stayed. Animals were fed, meals were cooked, smoke rose from the chimney. For days, footprints led from the forest to the house. None led back out. No valuables taken, no suspect ever convicted. The killer may have slept under the same roof as the victims, listening to silence settle. Even now, the locals avoid the land. The farm was demolished, but the unease never left. Some places remember. Number 2, the disappearance of the Springfield tree in USA. 3 women vanished from a house in Missouri in 1992. No struggle, no forced entry, personal items untouched. Even their purses were left behind. The only strange clue was a broken porch light, carefully swept up, as if someone didn't want the evidence noticed by the morning. The house felt paused, like life stepped out for a moment and never came back. No bodies, no calls, no answers. 3 people were erased in one quiet night. Number 3, the icebox murders in USA. In the 1960s, police opened an icebox in a Houston apartment. Inside were the bodies of a woman and her child. What makes this case unsettling is not just the crime, but the note left behind. It mocked the police. It sounded calm, almost conversational. The prime suspect left town. He died years later in a mental hospital. But the note suggested planning, intelligence, someone who enjoyed being ahead of the investigation. The icebox became a symbol. Cold, ordinary, hiding something no one expects to look for. Number 4, the Isdal woman in Norway. In 1970, hikers found a woman's body in a remote Norwegian valley known locally as Dead Valley. She had no identification. Her clothing labels were cut out. Suitcases linked to her contained wigs, coded notes, and foreign currency. She had checked into hotels across Europe using false names. Staff remembered her as a polite, distant, and watchful. Investigators suspected espionage. Her real name was never confirmed. To this day, she exists only as a trail of disguises and bond paper. Someone lived many lives, then disappeared from all of them. Number 5, the Yuba County 5 in the USA. 5 men went missing after a basketball game in 1978. Their car was found abandoned in the mountains, perfectly functional, keys inside. Months later, 4 bodies were discovered in different locations. One man's body was never found. The strangest part? One of them survived for weeks in a cabin stocked with food but starved to death anyway. He never opened the supplies. Fear? Confusion? Something unseen? This case feels like a puzzle, missing the picture on the box. Number 6. The Somerton Man. A man was found dead on a beach in 1948. No wallet, no ID, no signs of violence. In his pocket was a scrap of paper with 2 words, Taman Shoot, partial for it is finished. Later, police discovered a coded book linked to the case and an untraceable suitcase. For decades, no one knew who he was or how he died. A man arrived, a message was left, the story ended mid-sentence. Number 7. The Ball in the Box. In 1957, a child's body was found in a cardboard box near Philadelphia. He was never identified for decades. Thousands of tips came in non-stop. What made this case haunting was the public's reaction. People clipped newspaper photos. They remembered his face. He became everyone's responsibility and no one's child. The case lingered in the city's conscience. Some mysteries hurt, not because they are complex, but because they feel abandoned. Number 8. The Darden family case. In 1987, a family in rural Illinois was killed in a crime so confusing that investigators struggled to build a timeline. There was no clear motive, no confirmed suspect, no reliable witnesses. The house showed signs of deliberate staging. The scene felt intentional, as if someone wanted to leave investigators lost. Decades later, the case remains frozen. A family vanished from history, leaving behind a question no one could shape into an answer. Number 9. The Keddy Cabin Murders. 4 people were killed in a California cabin in 1981. A 5th person, a child, slept through the entire event in the next room. The crime scene was chaotic, but evidence was mishandled. Leads were ignored. Suspects were known, but never charged. Rumors say the truth was buried deliberately. The cabin was demolished years later, but those who live nearby say the air still feels wrong. And the last one, the lead masks. In 1966, 2 men were found dead on a hill outside Rio de Janeiro. They wore suits, they carried notebooks, they had homemade lead masks shielding their eyes. A note described instructions, timings, and something about waiting for a signal. No signs of violence, no clear cause of death. Were they experimenting, following beliefs, expecting something to happen? Whatever they were waiting for, it never came. 10 cases, 10 stories with no clean endings. Some mysteries fade because they are solved. Others fade because people stop asking. But the strangest ones never fade. They linger in footnotes, abandoned files, and half-remembered places, waiting for someone curious enough to reopen them. If you enjoy stories that leave you uneasy long after the screen goes dark, you are in the right place. This is Page of Strange, and the file is never truly closed. Watch out for detailed stories on all 10 of the stories mentioned. See you soon.